119,000 brand new homes, finished and still unsold. I checked that number twice because it didn't look real. When builders can't sell, they cut prices and subsidize mortgages, forcing the home you own to compete with a brand new payment you can't match. Most people blame interest rates. That's only half the story. By number 1, you'll see the bet builders made years ago that is coming due now. Starting at number 10. Number 10. Lakeland and Winter Haven, Florida, Polk County. Drive off Interstate 4 into East Polk County and you'll see it. Quiet new subdivisions, freshly paved roads, finished houses with builder flags out front and price reduction signs planted in the sod. Active new build listings in East Polk are up more than 40% in a single year. County-wide, there are over 9,500 active listings. Here's what the builders were betting on. Polk County sits halfway between Tampa and Orlando, so it got pitched as a commuter's dream. Builders bought the cheap land and poured foundations in Davenport, Haines City, Winter Haven, chasing remote workers and out-of-town investors. Then the remote work wave slowed down, and the people who did buy discovered what an I-4 commute actually feels like at 7 in the morning. Add Florida's property insurance premiums, add mortgage rates, and the local buyers got squeezed right out. So now, Highland Homes is cutting prices on finished houses at their Villa Mar community. One floor plan dropped from about $334,000 to $312,900. And they're advertising a mortgage that starts at 3.99%. If you own a home in Polk County, that's your competition. Local listing data shows established homeowners are already pricing 2 to 3% below comparable new construction and giving up closing cost concessions on top just to get an offer. But that 3.99% rate? I read the fine print on that one, so you don't have to. It's a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. 5 years of a low payment. Then, the rate can climb 1% every year after that, all the way up to 8.99. The builder gets the house off their books today. The buyer sees what the payment becomes in year 6. Number 9. Boise, Idaho, the Treasure Valley. Here's a number that genuinely surprised me. Roughly 51% of everything listed for sale in the Boise area right now is new construction. Half the market. 1 out of every 2 for sale signs belongs to a builder. Boise was the poster child of the pandemic migration boom. Californians selling high and buying cheap, builders racing to keep up. The builders kept building. The boom cooled. And now, the builders own half the shelf. To move it, Richmond American is advertising up to $35,000 for their design center, or $30,000 in what they call flex funds, closing costs, or a permanent rate buy-down, buyer's choice. A local builder, Bear Homes, is running a 3-2-1 buy-down that takes the first-year rate down to 2.725%. That's a headline rate that looks like 2021 again. Now, here's the honest part, and it costs me a little drama to say it. Boise home values are not crashing. Ada County's median sale price came in at $575,900 in May, flat from a year ago. Flat is not a collapse. I can't prove the builder deals caused that flat line, but when half the shelf is subsidized new construction, it gets a lot harder for the house next door to go up in value. If you bought in Boise expecting the appreciation your neighbors got in 2021, you're standing still instead. And half the market is still sitting out there, waiting. Number 8. Las Vegas, Nevada. This one stays short because the story is one number. In early 2026, new construction made up about 1 out of every 4 home sales in Las Vegas. That's the highest share builders have taken of this market since 2008. Las Vegas remembers 2008. Richmond American is offering up to $30,000 in flex funds here too, and the incentive packages in this market typically come with a catch. You have to use the builder's own in-house lender to get them. The pressure on regular sellers was already visible over a year ago. In January 2025, Zillow's market data showed Las Vegas with one of the biggest year-over-year jumps in the country in listings taking a price cut. The builders have deep pockets and their own financing arm. The family selling a 15-year-old house has neither. Guess who blinks first? Number 7. San Antonio, Texas. What happens to the affordable Texas city when everybody builds for a crowd that was supposed to show up? San Antonio was the value play. Cheaper than Austin, cheaper than Dallas, growing fast. Builders planned accordingly. Now, active inventory sits at a 4.8-month supply, and unsold homes are taking an average of 99 days to sell. Those numbers cover the whole housing market, new and old alike. But the builder incentives tell you where a lot of the competition is coming from. Coventry Homes is running limited-time financing offers built to shrink the monthly payment, stacked with builder incentives. Here's what I think is actually going on in San Antonio, and it's not a disaster story. The Texas data people describe this market as balanced, and honestly, they're right. Nothing is collapsing here. But balanced cuts both ways. Existing homes are spending 13% longer on the market than a year ago, and every one of them is negotiating against a builder with a financing desk. If you're selling a home in San Antonio this year, you're not in a crisis. You're in a fair fight for the first time in a decade, against an opponent with more money. Number 6. Roseville and Sacramento, California. Roseville was the escape hatch. Sell the Bay Area house, bank the difference, buy new in the suburbs. Builders lined up for that trade. Right now, nearly 15% of active listings across the Sacramento-Roseville area, every kind of home, not just new ones, have taken a price cut. Lennar and Taylor Morrison are advertising $9,000 and $10,000 cuts on specific homes, and area builders have been offering rate buydowns of 1% to 2% plus $10,000 to $25,000 toward closing costs. Sounds generous. Now, here's the part of the paperwork almost nobody reads until the first tax bill shows up. A lot of these new communities sit inside what California calls a community facilities district. Mello-Roos, if you've heard the term. It's an extra assessment that helps pay for roads, schools, and other infrastructure in some newer neighborhoods. In some of these Roseville area communities, it can run up to $10,000 a year for 25 years or more. It doesn't hit every neighborhood, and every district is different. But that $20,000 closing credit gets a lot smaller when there's a quarter century of special assessments riding behind it. The older neighborhoods across town don't carry that bill, which means the deal on the new house can quietly cost more than the house it was competing against. Number 5. The Austin outer suburbs, Kyle, Manor, and Georgetown. Georgetown, Texas is sitting on more than 6 months of housing supply, counting everything for sale, resale, and new alike. That's the textbook line where a market officially belongs to the buyer, not the seller. You know the story of what Austin was supposed to become. Tech money, remote work, everybody moving to Texas. The builders believed it, and they didn't build in Austin proper, they built rings around it in every direction, at prices regular families could reach. Now, David Weekley Homes has advertised 8% of the contract price, up to $70,000, in flex money for design upgrades or closing costs. Plus, starting rates as low as 2.99% on adjustable mortgages. $70,000. A builder does not hand a stranger $70,000 because business is good. The incentive is the confession. One reason builders lean on credits and rate buydowns instead of straight price cuts is that they can lower what the buyer actually pays without touching the sticker price posted on every other unsold lot in the neighborhood. And if you own an existing home in Kyle or Georgetown, You're now negotiating against sellers who can quietly give away 70 grand while the list price you're being compared to never moves. Number 4. Port St. Lucie, Florida. Active inventory here surged to 5,486 homes on the market, the full market, all types, which works out to 6.6 months of supply, with the median home taking 92.5 days to sell. Port St. Lucie was the spillover play. Families priced out of South Florida heading north up the coast, governing waiting for them with fresh subdivisions. The homes got finished, the buyers slowed down. So Lennar is running closeouts at Veranda Preserve, their 55-plus community, up to $45,000 in incentives, usable for a permanent rate buy-down to 4.99% or a temporary 3-2-1. And I want to flag that phrase, 55-plus, because that's a lot of the people watching this channel. If you're retiring to the Treasure Coast, that $45,000 incentive is real money and might genuinely be a good deal. I'm not here to tell you it isn't. What I am telling you is why it exists. Look at the condo and townhome side of this same market, 11 months of supply. Sellers there are getting just over 90% of their original asking price. That's not single-family homes, it's a different segment, but it tells you which way the wind is blowing on the whole coast. Builders don't offer $45,000 into a strong market. They offer it into this one. Number 3. Queen Creek, Arizona, the edge of Phoenix. 905 active listings in this one town, the broad count, everything for sale, sitting an average of 96 days. And here's the detail that stopped me. 18 different builders in one town, competing for the same buyers on the same weekend, often on the same road. Toll Brothers, Meritage, D.R. Horton, they're offering closing cost credits from $10,000 to $30,000 and up, plus advertised permanent rate buy-downs to 5.25%. Those advertised deals come with the same string attached. You have to use their in-house lender. Now widen out to the broader Phoenix market, because this is where it touches regular homeowners. Right now, about 55% of sales in the Phoenix area involve the seller giving the buyer a concession, median $10,000. Not everyone, not every neighborhood, but more than half of all closings now involve the seller writing something into the deal. Repairs, closing costs, rate help. 5 years ago in Phoenix, buyers were waiving inspections and bidding over ask. Today, the seller brings the incentive. When 18 builders set the terms of the market, everyone else ends up playing by them. Number 2. The Dallas outer suburbs, Celina, Princeton, and Anna. Some context first. D.R. Horton, the biggest home builder in America, just reported that 20% of its buyers nationally are canceling their contracts, 1 in 5, up from 17% a year ago. And the main reason listed isn't cold feet. It's buyers who can't qualify for the loan. That's the national backdrop. Here's what it looks like on the ground north of Dallas. In Celina, the average new home price dropped to $570,973 in June, as builders reset prices and pushed to clear standing inventory. Trophy Signature Homes is advertising a first-year rate of 1.99% on the 3-2-1 buy-down, or $20,000 in closing costs, your pick. D.R. Horton is advertising 2-1 buy-downs starting at 2.99 in the same corridors. Think about the family that bought in Celina in 2022, at the top, at full price, with none of this help. A comparable brand new house down the road may now be listed for less, with a teaser rate attached. And a 3-2-1 buy-down means exactly what it sounds like. The payment steps up in year 2, again in year 3, and lands at the real rate in year 4. The buyers signing these deals are generally qualified at the full rate, which is the responsible way to do it. But qualified on paper and comfortable in real life are two different things. We'll find out which one it is around 2029. Number 1. Cape Coral and Fort Myers, Florida. Cape Coral has been through this before. Ask anyone who owned there in 2009. It's a city built on canals and speculation, and it has always run hotter than the rest of the country, up and down. Here's where it stands today. 8.1 months of supply. New construction is more than 30% of everything for sale, and 74% of all active listings, every kind of home, new and old, have taken at least one price cut. 3 out of 4 for sale signs in the market have already blinked. Lennar told investors it's spending the equivalent of 13 to nearly 15% of the final sales price on incentives, rate buydowns mostly, and aiming the biggest of them at Sunbelt markets exactly like this one. On a $400,000 house, that's roughly $60,000 just to get it sold. And the negotiating shows up in the numbers. The median sold price for a new home is down to $379,000, while the median asking price sits at $464,000. Now, those are different pools of homes. What's selling and what's still sitting aren't the same houses, so that's not a clean $85,000 discount. But a gap that wide tells you how far apart the asking prices and the closing prices have drifted. And the resale market is absorbing all of it. The overall median sale price in the metro is down 3.8% from a year ago to $375,000. Here's my honest read on Cape Coral, and it's the reason it earned the #1 spot. This isn't just rates, and it isn't just Florida insurance, though both are doing damage. Many of these homes were spec builds, houses started during the boom with no buyer attached. And that is the bet that was coming due. A big national builder can absorb a $60,000 incentive and move on to the next project. A retired couple 2 canals over may be watching their home value slip while their insurance climbs. They can't absorb a cut the way a national builder can. They're holding the outcome of a bet they never placed. So what do you do with this? 2 things, both real. If you're selling in one of these markets, don't price against your neighbor's sale from last spring. Visit the new communities near you and price against the builder's actual number, their cut price, and their financing deal, because that's what your buyer is comparing you to. If you're buying, these incentives can be real savings. Just get 2 numbers in writing before you sign: the payment after every temporary rate expires, and the full monthly cost with taxes, insurance, HOA dues, and any special district assessments folded in. If the deal still works at the real payment, it's a real deal. And none of this means the housing market is collapsing. It means buyers finally have leverage in the places where construction outran demand. Painful if you're selling. But if you've been waiting with patience and a down payment, this is the most negotiating power you've had in half a decade. Are the builder flags and price cut signs going up where you live? Drop your city in the comments below. I read every single one, and the picture you all paint from the ground beats any report I can pull. And if this video helped you see your local market a little clearer, make sure you're subscribed. Just hit subscribe right under this video. 1 tap and you're done, and you'll catch the next one when it drops. This is EconoNova. Keep an eye on the price of milk.